So basically, all the way across here and above is for creating the field sheet. You print the field sheet or preview the field sheet from here. You can see there's places for service attempts, notes, invoicing. I'll just go over this real quick, and it's in the Quick Start Manual. Service fee, rush fee, additional service the same address, bad address, skip trace, postal search, hours for surveillance or investigation, asset search, and other. When we get approved for investigation, skip trace, postal search, or surveillance, then we put the date and time that happened here. We write witness fee checks, or sometimes we mail stuff out for people. We want to remind ourselves that we did that, so we put the check number and the amount. If we did it overnight, we put the amount of what that is there. If we give our servers additional addresses on a skip trace or vehicle information on a vehicle search, VIN search, then this is where they get a chance to put that stuff so that they can always have it with them. The rest of this form is for creating the affidavit of service. The date, of course, the time, again, when you get to any of these fields, then you can just start typing, and then it'll automatically pre-populate it. Mark the person's name that we want to serve, because it's not always the same or one of the ones that will be in the drop down, so we didn't make that a drop down. Capacity husband, this is pre-populated too with a bunch of stuff. Okay, and then the service location. Remember the second address up here? If I just type the first, it's a letter there, it's just garbage, but it automatically puts it there, or you can pick it from the drop down. Then the race, the sex, all the stuff. So let me just show you about the height. We did not do any conversion, so if you say 72 inches, then it would show up as 7 foot 2 inches, not 6 foot. If you want them to be 6 foot, you just type in either 6 or you type in 60. When you tab off of it, now this is why you want to get used to tabbing and not doing 60 and then moving to this. Well, actually, it did do it for us. But basically, 6 foot would be 60. 6'1" would be 6'1" would be of course 6'1". Weight, blonde. We tried to put as many of the different normal things that we would get: balding, black, blonde hair, whatever. Glasses, yes or no. Sunglasses. Some states use military status, active duty, retired duty, or not in the military. Anything you put in the comment section is going to show up on the affidavit. The person that you give the paper to may be different than the person that served it. The name here is what goes on the affidavit, and the name that the person is going to get paid off of it. After you select affidavit of service, non-service, amended service, or return of service. If you file it with the court, you put the date in. If you send out a letter, postal receipt, and date that it was mailed. If you want your description to show up, on the affidavit, select this. If you want your service attempt to show up on the affidavit, then select this. We gave you the opportunity to be able to put in service attempts. 01 at 8:52 p.m. Not home, lights on. You can put in multiple, because sometimes you get the field sheet back and they want an affidavit due diligence. You can just copy them in all at one time by using the save and enter another one. You can remove them. You can also edit it. The ones that you put in, just highlight it and then edit it. Confidential. This is where you keep confidential notes. When you put in confidential notes, anytime you put anything in here, social security numbers, license plate numbers, models of cars that were sitting outside, whatever you put in here, it's you'll always know if there's something in the confidential notes, because there's a little notepad to the left of the field sheet. There's no confidential notes here on field sheet 1. There's confidential notes in field sheet 2. Due diligence. Again, this is a memo field, so once you put your cursor in there, the little T shows up and you can make it bigger. Whatever you type in here, save it, and you'll find your due diligence affidavit. You find your due diligence affidavits under print. This is your regular affidavits, notarized and verified. Due diligence, because you're writing a bunch of text, unlimited amount of text if you want to write. Investigations. This is where you can put date, time, and how many times, like how long you did surveillance and what you did or what you found. Billing. This is where when it's closed out, where you would put, in this particular case, this was an additional service at the same address, and it charged the client $20. Under the server pay, it actually shows $10 for the server pay. If you want to get back to the case, then you can, several ways to do that. Just click on the view case and it takes you right back to the same case. If you want to go to, sometimes when we're closing out our papers, or we get 5 or 6 different, maybe we closed out 20 different serves last night. Well, I can go to any field sheet I want to by selecting field sheet and just type it in the ID number that's right on the field sheet. Or I can go to the field sheet list and do my filtering, or I can go to case if I'm looking something up for the client and look at the list and then do my filtering that way. If you select on a field sheet, if you select new on a field sheet, it'll make a duplicate of the field sheet. The serve to is going to change, and the server is going to change. So there's just, we tried to use common sense when we did that. Status. This is where you can, if you select this. Now, we usually have Outlook open when we're using the software, but because it's not open, it's going to ask me for my password, and then basically it's going to use the paralegal's name that's on the case. It's going to ask me to switch to because I'm using this program here, and basically you can see it put her email address in there and the client reference. That way, when we're sending emails back and forth, we always know what they're talking about, which case they're talking about. And this actually, we use the status when we use the status when we complete the service. So it says, please find the status report on the sample, and basically what it does is it says, here's who we found. This is the status of the case that you gave us. We served Ann Smith by serving it to her husband, and now they know that the affidavit is being created, and we basically can they can expect to get that by email from us in the next day or so. If you close out, then you go back to the main menu. Just remember, when you go to a specific field sheet 2, if you want to get back to the case, this takes you back to the case for this particular one. Okay. Other than that, this program is really simple. Oh, I do want to show you the document handler that we have. This basically is unlimited amount of characters that you can put in for the document field. Basically, you just start typing. As you type, it filters down the list. Let me just go back and show you. Okay, so we have summons at the bottom. I'm going to do summons. I'm going to spell summons wrong. See how I got rid of it? So that means if there was 15 different lists here for different types of summons, it would get rid. As the more I type, the more it gets rid of. This is unique. There's nobody else in the industry that does this. And the reason it benefits is because sometimes we get document fields that are 300, 400 field characters long. This program will handle it. In fact, as we clicking on this, we can actually edit it. I took away the remove button again. This is the same thing because I didn't want you deleting documents by accident. There we go. That's our software. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. My name is Steve Glenn. My number is 720-253-5773. Thank you.